Hi, welcome back. For this week's video, I designed outfits based off of my friends' Instagram profiles. If you don't know me, I like to sew and I like to design. I'm wearing some pants that I sewed and designed, and I'll insert photos of other things that I've done as well. It's a very time-consuming hobby, and you would think quarantine would be the perfect time to do it, but I have used all the fabric that I have, and we're not going to fabric stores because of the pandemic. And when I shop for fabric, I like to spend a lot of time in the store looking and like feeling the different textures and comparing with different things and searching for patterns, and spending a lot of time in a store is just not something we can be doing right now. So I asked if people wanted me to design outfits for them based on their feed, and I have 3 outfits and I'm really happy, or 3 people. For one person I did 2 outfits. So let's see what I created. First up is my friend Edie. She's from CISA. You've probably seen her around many times on my channel. She was an art major and I absolutely love her style. I would describe her style as like alternative artist. A very basic Edie outfit would be like a t-shirt with 2 finger strap tank top layered on top that's like cropped, and then the t-shirt is tucked in to jeans. And then this, my favorite part that she does is she does these cute little sweaters, and the only way I know how to describe it, it's like a grandma sweater. And that sounds shady, but it's like really soft and really thin, and it has the buttons, and she has a couple pastel colors, like the green one. And she'll button it just at the top, like with one button and going like whoosh, or she'll just wear it just on top. And it's so cute. And I hadn't really seen anybody wearing sweaters like that until I met her. I think it's absolutely adorable. So looking at her feed, she doesn't have a lot of her own photo inspiration of what she wears. Obviously, a lot of what well, not a lot, but some of the ideas that I came up with were based off of what I saw her wear while we were at CISA and the photos that I have of her. So like, it's still kind of in the photo realm. And then she also is very into makeup, so she has her makeup posts. But one thing that I had never seen her wear, and I couldn't find on her page, was I had never seen her wear a dress. And so I decided to do a dress style. This sketch is more of a concept as opposed to like an exact design. So it has accessories and an outfit. So here it is. This is the only one I named. I named it Edie on the beach. So let me break down what I have here. The fan is like blowing it all around. So the main part is obviously the dress. I didn't color any of the sketches because some of them I wasn't sure on the colors, but I was thinking for this one either black for like some witchy vibes, or I was thinking like a bright magenta would be really cool. So this dress is straight cut. So instead of going, it goes shk. So it's very flowy, which makes it great for the beach. And then this detail here is a ribbon detail that I saw on one of the costumes from Jane the Virgin, which I had never seen before and I thought was really cool. It's a ribbon, and on my design it would be about like this thick, and it's a slatted ladder and it's clear. So it's not just stripes, it's like strip of fabric, clear, strip of fabric, clear, which adds a nice little skin detail. So those would run down the front in a princess hem, and then also around the cuffs. And then match that with some espadrilles with the detail here. That matches the kind of geometric line thing we have going on. I thought it would pair great with some gigantic sunglasses, the kind just cover all your face, and a floppy hat. I was thinking of this in a straw. Not like a straw, like a scarecrow, but you know, like the color that they're usually in. And then with a strip to match whatever color the dress was, so either black or magenta. And then of course we had to add a face mask, and for this one I did it with gigantic lips and a little bloop, because I think it's a nice reference to like makeup and beauty. I think it helps add a unique detail. It's a little bit outside of the box because I felt like the dress was a little bit basic, a little bit what you could find at a normal retailer. Most of these items, like, it's just based on the pairing, aside from the ladder detail. The ladder detail I think is very nice. But yeah, that would be the mask to match it with. And so this is my first look for Edie on the beach. Next, oh my goodness. Okay, so for my next design, I did a second one for Edie. This one is a little bit of formal nightwear, and I decided to do another one because that one was kind of more of a concept sketch, and I filled out the whole thing, and less of just like a paper doll, which is kind of what I did for my other two designs. So for this one, I was inspired by the Laura Dreyfus New Beginnings. Is that the song title? Laura Dreyfus' most recent song, and the outfit. She posted a film photo of it and I was like, that is absolutely stunning. So here is my Edie version of it. It's very small, so I don't know if you can see it, but the focus is on buttons. So I was thinking of the little tiny, I would say like a 1/2 inch button that's covered in fabric that matches. And this was what I struggled with, was the color. I think Laura Dreyfus's dress, woo, is white, and I thought the white was very striking, and I was also thinking of a cream, but also Edie is very pale, so I'm not sure if that would be the right choice because it might wash her out. I thought of different colors in my mind, and I felt like other colors like black would be just too much, and then if you go into the beige range, it's the same problem. So I'm gonna say that it's white, but I don't know if white is the best option. So it's high neck, as you can see here, with buttons across the top, and then full long sleeves with buttons running along the side and around the cuff, and the same on the other side, obviously. And then here, it's a princess cut, like whoosh, for the top, but then the buttons go the opposite way. So the buttons go this way in a little circle, and then the cut goes this way. So you have a little bit of lines running the opposite way, and this is a straight line and this is a bubbly line, so that adds some interesting detail. And then I made it into pants. I didn't make it one full piece. It looks like one full piece, but I don't think you would actually wear it as one full piece because one pieces I have found can be a little bit uncomfortable. I love the look of a one-piece jumpsuit, but they just like pull all awkwardly. So the way I have it now is as a shirt tucked into matching pants of the same color, and then the pants have the corresponding button detail all the way down on the fly, and these are high-waisted pants. So the rest of my designs don't have names, but this is an evening wear for Edie. Ooh, that rhymes. Evening wear for Edie. Great. Up next is my friend Frances. Frances and I have a long, strange history, you could say. We both went to the same elementary school, but we were not friends. I said elementary school so fast. She said she was in my class. I don't remember that, but... And then we also went to the same junior high, and she's a grade younger than me. And we were like casual friends. We were in the same choir and in the same theater class, but we weren't really close. We just kind of were like, oh, like, you're really cool, you're really cool. But it was during the summer of that year, so when I was going into 9th grade and she was going into 8th grade, we were both in a theater program a couple cities away where we wrote our own show. And that is when we really bonded, and that is really when we started our real friendship and how it is now. And I think it was one of those experiences where it's like trauma brings people together, because that was a hot mess and a half of a production. But I'm so glad that I did it because I got my very close friend out of it. For Frances's design, she does like outside of the box. She is like a little thrifted. Oh, for hers I took notes. So let me read what my notes are. So things she likes, this is what I observed off her profile, because for hers I tried to do it all off her profile and not off of my own understanding. So she loves indie music. She's the one who introduced me to Queen Mitski. We saw her in concert. Anyways, she really likes being woke. She is a trailblazer for social activism, political justice, all of those issues. She's very in it. She's also on Yearbook. I believe she's editor-in-chief now, so. She likes to layer, and she's a pants person. Very much a pants person. I found from her profile and her highlights that she prefers jeans and green and blues to other colors. However, red and like burnt tones, like fall pumpkin spice. Yeah, I wrote pumpkin spice vibes for pops of color. There's one photo that's on my profile that's her and I, and she's wearing this red sweater, and the red sweater was so cute. It was the Betty Boop sweater, and so that's where my red detailing comes in because I really love that outfit, so I wanted to throw some of that in there. The base of this outfit is based off of, she has a heart condition. She goes to a summer camp with a bunch of other people who also have heart issues, so it's like a we all have heart issues, yeah, on the same page kind of thing. And when we were first becoming friends during the summer, like she used to have to carry a defibrillator with her everywhere we went. Nothing had ever really happened, not when I was there, and I don't think anything, like she'd never had a heart attack or anything like that, but she just had to carry the defibrillator just in case. So I based the outfit off of hearts. Hers, I did it on 2 papers for the top and the bottom. Here's the top. You can see my notes there. I incorporated some layering. So the first layer is a white t-shirt with a red heart detail for heart camp. And then on top, I have this mesh corset top. It's dark navy, bright blue. And the bone channels are covered with satin, something that's opaque. And then in between, like the panels are made of mesh so that you can see the details underneath. I didn't want to make it a fully boned corset because that's just like, nobody has time for wearing that. So that's the top. And then on the bottom, this was inspired by her yearbook. She's running around, she has to be the boss. A lot of her photos and activities require being super mobile. So I wanted to give her something stylish and layered on top, which she loves, and then on the bottom something fashionable but also very active. So I gave her these gingham sweatpants. They are pink, like a little bit of muted mauve, if you will, but they're just standard sweatpants. They're, what is the term for it? Runners? Joggers, which means they have the tapered legs so that they're a little bit more fashionable. So we're like high fashion on the top, but also like she's approachable, and if she needs to like squat down to take a good yearbook photo, she can. So this is my look for Frances. Okay, last but certainly not least is my friend Melissa. Her and I met, was it our freshman year of high school? We go to the same high school, but we didn't really become close friends until sophomore year. And it was a great moment where it's like, I think you're cool. Wait, I think you're cool. Wait, we should be friends. You know, it was great vibes. So I love her style. I love her personality. She has a podcast, the Letter by Letter podcast, where her and her friend Aaliyah, they talk about writing because she's a little bit of a writer. So I definitely suggest you go and give it a listen. It's on Spotify, and they also have an Instagram profile if you want to follow along and see when the episodes come out. They also do bi-weekly book recommendations. Wow, I didn't even notice that would have 2 B's. They're really popping off over there. So for Mel's design, I would 100% describe her style as like Christian Bible study coffee lady. And we always joke about this because that's who she is. You know, she has her like her boots, her little sweater, and her coffee and her car, and she like drives and she's going to Bible study, you know. So she's very, very classic, very, I would say elevated in terms of age, because she doesn't wear a silhouette, I feel like, that is very common for people our age. But she also likes a little bit of a vintage detail. She was in my homecoming vlog and she wore that purple dress, which she said herself was inspired by some more vintage silhouettes, and she had these white shoes, some tasteful vintage there. I was inspired by that, and also a little bit more of an unconventional silhouette. So for hers, I wanted to give her a little bit, I guess you could describe it as like business casual is where my inspiration came from. I noticed that she's always either wearing jeans, like skinny jeans, or a skirt, like a skirt when she goes to fancy events like homecoming. Obviously she also wears shorts, but like they're jean shorts too, so, and we're not talking about shorts. I was inspired for this design by the Minju Kim collection. She was the, oh, that's a spoiler. Spoiler! She was the winner of Next in Fashion. I absolutely adore her silhouettes. because they're a little bit non-conventional for American fashion. And so I had just seen a sketch on her story. So I was a little bit inspired by that to create this design. So here it is. I'll start with the layers. So first we have this t-shirt. This is just a basic white t-shirt, and then it has 2 arrows on it. The arrows were the only thing that I could not decide the color. So there's one like gigantic fat arrow that's pointing up, and then one thin arrow that's pointing down. So you have a little bit of directionalism. And then the big arrow runs all the way to the bottom of the shirt. So it's covered by this corset peplum piece. And then this arrow goes right to meet the top of it, because all these pieces are made to go together. We're not wearing this t-shirt with anything else. As you can see, I love a corset detail. Like, I just think they're so gorgeous. Not to be like, but I just love the fashion of it. The bones, the little the tiny details. I actually made a corset. Hi, hello. I could not find a picture of me in it, so here it is. Dun, 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 dun. And if you think I'm gonna lace up into it just for this clip, you would be wrong, but here it is. So then going to, okay, that was a really aggressive paper. This piece here is a corset on top. I was thinking about this the other day. When I do my designs, I often forget to put how the person's gonna get into it. So I think this one, we could do it with a busk in the front. For you non-sewing people, a busk is the front closure. So it's 2 like ruler-like pieces that have like some stick up. Okay, I said the word like too many times. It's it's ruler-like, similar to 2 rulers. And then one has little like nails sticking up, and the other one has holes. And then you can obviously put the holes on the nails and go, and that goes on the front of the corset, and that's, I would say, the stiffest part. That's the part that doesn't bend. The bones that you have, there are metal bones. With what I've worked with metal bones and plastic bones, originally derived from whale bones, but I think the plastic is what we use now because it mirrors that. But the metal bones go on the sides. I think I put mine right next to the closure where you lace it up in the back. This one does not have a lacing. I don't know how you get into it, but I'm gonna say there's a busk on it and maybe like a little zipper on the side. And I would say that is the most uncomfortable part about wearing a corset, is because that part doesn't bend at all. That's what I was saying about the bones, is that the bones can bend and they can move. I think the metal ones move in all directions, and then the plastic ones only move this way. But the busk does not move at all. And it's like a rod, like right here. So if you try to bend over, it's like, so we put one of those in there. The worst part of wearing a corset. It's not on the drawing, but you could imagine it. And after this whole side tangent about busks, maybe there isn't even one. Maybe there's a zipper on the back. But all I'm gonna say is I forgot to take into consideration how to get in and out of this. So this is a corset piece like this, and it flares out into a peplum. It's doing the anti-hourglass, which is something that is prominent in the Minju Kim style, because the hourglass is very American. So this is blue, I think. That makes me realize I've done 2 blue corset pieces. But this is blue with some floral detail, a rich floral, and then of course the bone channels and the bottom of the skirt peplum are edged in the opaque fabric, so it gives it a little bit of stand out and shows where those details are. And this goes whoop, whoop, instead of just straight across to give it some more detail. And then on the bottom, we have wide leg pants. They look really wide and almost like a skirt, but they're pants. And they're not that wide, they're just slightly wide. And I think I would make them out of a stiffer material so that they stick out wide instead of being like a wide, flowier fabric that flares when you walk. This one would stay flared the whole time. And this is a thin, skinny, lime green wide leg pant. And I thought that was just a little bit of fun. And the stripes that go this way help you look longer. So there's nothing to be against with these pants. And that is the final design. So we have the t-shirt, the corset peplum thing, and the wide pants. And that's it. Those are my 3 designs that I made based off of people's Instagram profiles. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of this, also comment that. I had a ton of fun designing these outfits. If you want me to do a second one, and even if you don't, I might still do one anyways. And if you know me and would like me to design an outfit for you, feel free to reach out to me at Belephant on Instagram as well. And if you have any inspiration or event in mind that you would like to see, I can do that as well. That sounds like an advertisement for me, but I just had so much fun making and filming this video. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you come back next week. They're just a little bit of like fun clownery. Not clownery, but like we're doing clownery, if you know what I mean.